2 inches, from 31 inches to 33. Looks better, right? It's just one size up. But if you drive a Tacoma, F-150, Silverado, Ram, Ranger, Colorado, that small jump changes more than how your truck looks.
It changes how it shifts.
It changes how much fuel it burns. And it changes how hard your transmission works every single day. Today, I'll break down what happens to shift points, MPG, and your speedometer the moment you size up. Let's start with basics. When you increase tire diameter, you increase circumference. That means every rotation of the wheel moves the truck farther down the road than before. Sounds good at first, but here's the part most people miss. You just changed your effective gear ratio. Your transmission and differential were calibrated for a specific tire size. When you go taller, it's like installing a taller gear without touching the gears. And taller gearing means less torque at the wheels at low speeds. That's why trucks with bigger tires often feel slightly slower off the line. It's not that you lost horsepower. It's that you lost mechanical advantage. So what do most drivers do? They press the gas pedal a little more. Not dramatically, just a little more. And that's where MPG starts changing. Most midsize and half-ton trucks in North America average somewhere between 16 and 20 miles per gallon. If you lose just 2 miles per gallon from upsizing, that's over a 10% drop in efficiency on a 17 miles per gallon truck. That's not tiny. Over 15,000 to 20,000 miles per year. That adds up to real money. Why does MPG drop? 3 reasons. First, effective gearing moves the engine slightly out of its optimal efficiency band, especially in city driving. Second, larger tires usually weigh more, and rotational weight costs more energy to accelerate than static weight. Third, aggressive tread patterns often increase rolling resistance. So even if the change feels small, your engine is doing more work. Now here's another thing most people don't account for. Your speedometer is now lying to you. Your truck calculates speed and distance based on wheel rotations. If the tire circumference increases, you travel farther per rotation, which means your speedometer reads lower than your actual speed. If your dash says 60, you might be doing 62 or 63. Your odometer underreports mileage too. And here's the sneaky part. That can make your MPG calculations look slightly better than they really are if you're not correcting for it. Now let's talk about the transmission. This is where things get interesting. Your transmission doesn't know you changed tire size. It just reads vehicle speed and engine RPM. Because your effective gearing is now taller, the transmission may hold gears longer. It may downshift more often on inclines. It may unlock the torque converter more frequently in rolling terrain. If you live in Colorado, Alberta, Montana, anywhere with long highway grades, or you tow a camper, boat, or trailer, you'll notice this more. More downshifting means more heat, and heat is the real enemy of automatic transmissions. I'm not saying a 33-inch tire destroys a transmission overnight. It doesn't. But it does change how often it works harder, and over tens of thousands of miles, that matters. Now let's talk about driving feel. If you commute in stop-and-go traffic, Dallas, Atlanta, Toronto, LA, you'll feel the weight more. Every red light means accelerating heavier rotating mass again. Braking feels slightly softer. Throttle response feels slightly dulled. Steering can feel heavier depending on wheel offset and tire construction. Most people adapt quickly. But adapting usually means pressing the throttle a little more than before. And that brings us back to fuel consumption. Now, to be fair, one size up isn't always a bad decision. If you mostly highway cruise at steady speeds, have a V6 or V8 with strong torque, and you choose a tire that isn't dramatically heavier than stock, the penalty can be modest. But if you drive a 4-cylinder Tacoma, Ranger, or Colorado, deal with daily traffic, or tow regularly, you will feel the difference. Here's a practical rule. Try to stay within about 3% of your original overall tire diameter. Once you move beyond that, speedometer error, gearing effects, and transmission behavior become noticeably different. That's not fear talk. That's just math. Now here's the part almost nobody talks about. Once someone installs 33s, it rarely stops there. They start noticing a slight power loss, so they consider a tune, or re-gearing, or a lift to make it look right. Bigger tires sometimes mean heavier wheels. Heavier wheels may push people toward brake upgrades. What started as a 2-inch cosmetic change slowly becomes a project. And that's the real hidden cost. Not just miles per gallon, not just transmission heat, but the cascade of changes that follow. Now here's the twist. Tire design can matter as much as tire size. A lighter 33-inch all-terrain with moderate tread can sometimes hurt MPG less than a heavy, aggressive 31-inch mud terrain. Size matters, but weight and tread design matter just as much. So the smarter question isn't just, should I go 33? It's, which 33 makes the most sense for how I actually drive? 2 inches isn't extreme. But on a North American pickup that already works hard, it isn't nothing either. You can absolutely go one size up. Just don't pretend it's purely cosmetic. It's a mechanical change. If you're going to make it informed. And if you're upgrading just for that aggressive stance, you need to watch the video I did on why most people regret buying all-terrain tires for looks alone. It ties directly into what we talked about today. Click that next.